Hello guys, welcome to my 10th Rome Total War online commentary battle. Today I'm using Selucids with Big Daddy against Selecus Bacterius and SBG, sorry. I've got 4 units of gold cataphracts, 5 units of gold militia hoplites, 3 units of gold attack, silver legions with some archers. My opponent has got 3 cataphracts, 1 great cav, one companions. He's got 4 units of silver legions, 4 units of silver shields, and 2 units of archers. As for our opponents, well, they've got 4 units. Sorry, this guy's got 1 unit of Praetorian cohorts, 3 units of urban cohorts. You can notice that they have high upgrades on them. He has a total of 3 cav units, all Praetorian cav, and he's got some units in the trees. The other guy, which is SPG, I think. No, yeah, SPG. He's got 4 units of Praetorian cav, 1 Principes, and he's got a mix. No, he's got urban cohorts, 5 urban cohorts, and he's got 3 archer auxilia. In the woods, my opponent has some troops. What we're going to do is we're going to move from our old position to our newer position, which is going to be on this hill. It's going to be a long march, and here we are. We have taken the hill position. Some of our men are tired, but our opponents didn't really respond as well as I would have responded. I would have tried to rush the hill when I saw the movement. So now we have a hill advantage, which is pretty good considering that we've got an infantry inferiority to them. We do have an archer superiority now that we have the hill position, and we also do have a cavalry superiority if we play the cards right. So my ally is going to go ahead and rush his cav down at those 3 archer auxiliary or archer auxilia units. It's not going to be really necessary because they are taking damage from all of our archers. So that's 8 units of archers total showering down the hill at these guys. And before the cav even get a chance to get there, that first unit is like completely decimated. It's down to 12 men. And I believe this is the second battle I've up with SBG. And I guess we run into each other a lot. This was taken a while back actually because now I can't run Rome Total War anymore. For some reason it doesn't let me. I can't connect to GameSpy, go figure. So SBG does have his cavalry up here because he was trying to protect his archers. But they are getting mowed down. Like, look at this. This is a massacre. 42 down to like, look at this, they're just dropping so quickly. Like right now these archers are just a waste of money, and their position on the hill is horrible. They're taking fire, and they are, look how many archers we've got ganged up on these guys. It's ridiculous. So at this point, their missile capabilities are like depleted. What is a main concern for us is this mix of urban cohorts, Praetorians, legionary cohorts, and he's got 1 unit of Principes there at the right. At this point, I'm like, okay, I tell my ally BD that we need to draw their cav out. We need to get rid of their cav so that we can have cav superiority, and then we can use our pikes to hold them down, and then use our cavalry to end it up, just like the usual, the way a battle should go if you expect to win. But there were a few surprises along the way, and we're going to share that with you. At this point, I was thinking, how can I, draw their cav to the right? Well, I was like, okay, well, the only way to try and do that is to kind of force an engagement. Take our cav to our right, or to their left, and move in together, and finish it off quickly. So right now I'm just giving my archers the time to kind of rest up because they have been very exhausted. Because they're going to be a very important part of the battle, as you're going to see in the minutes to come. And I tell my ally, all right, let's get a move on. Let's kind of force their cav to kind of move towards us, and that's exactly what happens. They're going to move to their left, and I'm going to start moving my line down, and my ally is going to assist me and come down with me, even though his infantry micromanagement was, I'm sorry to say, horrendous. He did do a very good move here that you're going to see soon, and then it was followed by a very weird move. I don't know if this was on purpose, but this was a really good move. What happens here, as you can see, is that I'm pulling my cav to the right. I wanted him to pull with me so we can go away from the urban cohorts, make it harder for our allies to send support. He doesn't do that, but the fact that he splits his forces causes a split in my opponent's cavalry force. And since it's a 4-on-4 fight, I know my cataphracts can take the left side of the Roman cavalry. So I'm going to commit, and now look what he does. He is going to use his companions, his Greek cavs, and one cataphract unit to hold them in place while I dispatch the rest of the guys, and down goes the general. So that was great for us, and that causes a chain rout over here on the left or on our right. So SBG's cavalry is totally history now, completely destroyed. And I guess he went through exactly what I went through. He was moving his cav to the left, but for him it was a better idea to actually stay closer to his line. So I'd say that it was, if I were in his position, I would have stayed near the line. Now, my ally goes ahead and commits all his cav to this one urban cohort unit. Now, this is a very bad move. I mean, obviously, this isn't medieval Total War. A head-on charge against heavy infantry, or any infantry, isn't going to really do that much damage. But what it does do is most of these guys are throwing their pila at that charge. So since it's on my side of the battlefield, that makes it easier for my guys to come in. That makes it easier for my silver shields to absorb the remaining pikes, pila, which are going per probably one volley, and then my militia hoplites can commence in and do their job. So at this point, I'm going to go back to my line. I'm going to rethink what I'm going to do, and I'm telling my ally to line up right next to me so that we can push down together. But it appears that confuses him, and he is going to go ahead and commence with lining his guys up in columns. I really don't know what was going on there, but yeah, he did a good job. He helped us get rid of the cavalry, and now he's just gonna go here, and that is going to be the last pila. There, last pila throws of these urbans. So he did throw his cav away, but in my perspective, it was necessarily a good thing, but it definitely would reduce the number of casualties that I'm going to receive on the infantry side. And with that in mind, I need to now, take the initiative again and push down the hill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch one charge at this depleted unit. I know it doesn't have pila. I know my cataphracts are safe to commit a charge, run out of there. Hopefully I want to pull... sorry, that was the last volley pila right there. I want to pull away these urbans from the main line. I want to pull as many away as I can. Get them to kind of commit to my cataphracts in fear of me charging the rears of their main line. And that's exactly what happens. I'm going to catch this one off guard, and close-up shots here. My maces are out, and that urban cohort unit routs, and that gives him time to run down. And now I'm going to charge in my archers on the right side to start taking fire at these guys' backs, and I'm also going to run down the hill and attack the remaining Roman line, which is still quite hefty. I mean, they could still somehow pull it off if they attacked us now, but they gave us time. And I line up my silver legions there, my silver legionnaires, and now their line is pretty much split into thirds, and these urban cohorts are taking heavy damage from my archers who are on the hill and hitting them from the back. Selucids sees this, and he's going to push his guys into a testudo formation. At the same time, I want to coordinate a cavalry charge with an infantry charge to kind of confuse him, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to commit my cavalry to one of those units in testudo. Meanwhile, my archers are still firing at them, so even if they do break out of testudo, they will take casualties. And now I do a charge with my silver legionnaires right at these urban cohorts, and I'm going to be right back in support with my militia hoplites who are going into phalanx right now. I'm going to start pushing down, and here comes the cavalry charge at these Praetorians, sorry. That was the one unit of Praetorians, and there are urbans right next to them. So that was a pretty successful charge, and now I'm going to run out and commence with the archer barrage. My archers are exhausted. They have been firing all match, and they're landing pretty good hits, pretty good kills. And now at this point, I really don't know what my ally is doing. If he just lines up his troops properly, we'd be able to overpower them. But if you can notice on the right, Romans have got a superiority, and I need to free up this boggy mess over here. So look what happens. He's got backup from the backs of their men, so I'm going to use one cataphract unit to commit here. I'm going to use one of my rear cataphract units to hold his other guys down, and I'm going to split off two of them and hit the rears of these urbans, who are going to rout instantly. So that's an instant rout, which totally frees up our right and their left. And then I'm going to commence and go back to that unit that kind of stayed in place, try to take it out. It's got too many men. I'm going to pull back out. And here are the archers still firing at all these targets. The moment I see that a unit is facing away from them, I just take shots at it. So now, notice that my allies' forces did rout, and they kind of came back, and they're in this really weird formation. I mean, he lined them up in columns when he should have lined them up in wider formation. So over here, what's happening is that I'm just, picking off all those individual units, still archer fire, and now they've got pikes poking at them. So those urban cores aren't doing too well, and I'm going to use my cataphract here to try and keep freeing up as many units as I can. And over here, I'm going to flame up these guys who are wavering already, and those flaming missiles are going to eventually cause them to rout. There you go. Start routing, and that pretty much leaves just a couple of units left on my opponent's side of the battlefield. I mean, they did play well, but I think their main mistake, which cost them the battle, in my opinion, is that they did not run up to that hill. They watched us march a long way up there, and that cost them the battle. If they took the higher position, we wouldn't have been able to do anything. So over here, I'm going to commit to these legionary cohorts, and that's going to end things, except for this one urban cohorts unit, who is going to charge right at my militia hoplites. And this is epic here. Look how the militia hoplites actually hold them. I know they're superior numerically, but not a single militia hoplite goes down in this engagement. And they mow them down. And there you go. My cavalry gets there to clean it up, and that was the battle. What a battle it was! It's gonna be it's my first 2v2. It's gonna be one of many. It was a clear victory. You can see that we had a numerical superiority to them. In terms of kills, I got almost double as many kills as any other player, which is kind of cool, and I had the most men remaining. Even though me and my ally had about the same number of men. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos from Gamer Dudester. Thank you.